program is the Active Center. It's created by David Sappe.
Pronounced Seppi.
Pronounced Seppi.
The documents on our desk today are, well, they're heavy. We are looking at a presidential proclamation issued this morning declaring yesterday National Angel Family Day, and it's paired with a one-year performance review on border security.
Yeah, it is a really distinct mix of genres. Usually you get a memorial or you get a policy white paper, but this administration has effectively stapled them together. Figure out how they're connecting those two things for you. We need to define exactly who angel families are in the eyes of this report, and then unpack the specific legislative mechanics they claim are fixing the crisis.
Exactly, because this isn't just a standard press release. It is a real mix of grief and governance. Let's start with that term, angel families. It has become part of the political lexicon, but the report gives it a very rigid definition.
It does. The report specifically defines angel families as those who have lost loved ones to crimes or drug trafficking committed by individuals present in the country illegally. And the core argument, really the thesis of this entire document, is that these deaths were, quote, 100% preventable.
That is a very specific phrasing.
Yeah.
Because it implies that if the policy had just been different, these people would still be alive.
Right, exactly. And to drive that point home, they aren't just using statistics. They are really centering the narrative on Laken Riley.
She was the 22-year-old nursing student murdered in Georgia.
Yes, exactly. 2 years ago. Yesterday, actually, February 22, 2024. The report highlights that her killer was a Venezuelan national who had entered illegally.
And her mother, Allison Phillips, was actually at the White House today for the event.
She was. And she said something striking. She said she is thankful for the honor, but she noted that Laken is just one of a ton of people who have suffered this way.
Yeah, the report definitely backs that up with other brutal examples. Yeah. They detail the case of Jocelyn Nungare,
the 12-year-old in Houston.
Right. Killed in June 2024.
By suspects released into the U.S. just weeks prior. And then there is Rachel Morin in Maryland.
The mother of 5.
Yeah, that case is particularly heavy. Killed in August 2023. The report emphasizes heavily that in these cases, the suspects had been released into the U.S. weeks or months prior to the crimes.
So the administration's strategy here is clearly to use that emotional weight to justify their legislative actions. They're drawing a straight line from those release policies to these deaths.
Precisely. They are saying, look at the human cost and look at the monsters, their word, that caused it.
Right. So let's pivot to the policy side. The report claims they've done a massive overhaul to stop this from happening again. What specifically have they passed?
Well, the headline item is the Laken Riley Act. The president notes this was the very first bill he signed. It mandates the detention of illegal alien criminals. But here's where it gets really interesting. It allows states to sue the federal government if the feds aren't enforcing the law.
Wow, that is a huge shift in power dynamics.
Huge.
It effectively crowdsources enforcement oversight to the states.
It changes the whole equation. Then there is the legislative package passed in July 2025. The report refers to it as the One Big Beautiful Bill.
Wait, is that the actual official name?
According to the source text, yes. That was the package that ramped up ICE and Border Patrol personnel and authorized new wall construction.
Oh, and they also highlight Kate's Law, right, as a push for stronger penalties on illegal reentry.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, legislation is one thing, but results are another. Does the report give us any hard numbers on whether this is actually working 1 year later?
They do, and the numbers they are citing are drastic. The report claims a 92% reduction in monthly encounters compared to the previous administration, but the stat that really jumps off the page is about releases.
What is the number?
0. The report claims there have been 0 releases of apprehended individuals along the southwest border for 9 consecutive months.
0 releases for 9 months.
And the lowest apprehensions in history for the first quarter of fiscal year 2026.
That implies a completely closed loop on the border processing side.
It does. And that operational success leads to the conclusion of the proclamation. They aren't just framing border security as a legal issue anymore. The text calls it a moral mandate for statehood.
A moral mandate. That definitely elevates the stakes.
It frames the security of the border as the absolute foundation of being a free people.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? The proclamation actually includes an instruction for the public.
It does. President Trump is calling on Americans to assemble in places of worship to pay homage to these victims.
Which leaves us with a provocative thought to end on. By formally creating a National Angel Family Day and asking for religious observance, the administration is moving immigration policy out of the realm of politics and into the realm of sacred remembrance.
Right.
How does that change the way we talk about these laws going forward?
That is the question.
We will catch you on the next one.